Hey, there we go. We'll give it a few minutes to let people come in. This is going to be a short one, people. Let me set up. It tells me to set up a goal. I guess I better go get the horn. Hey, recluse. Just give me a second. How you doing? Oh, hey, JR. Oh, let me just get up and walk to my desk, just in case. I'm not expecting anything, but just in case, I need to grab the hype button. I got it. I'm doing good. How are you doing, recluse? I was just watching this Artemis 2 launch, which is fascinating. But let me give it a few minutes for a couple people to come in. Yeah, it was very successful. They've been up there for, wow, has it already been 30 minutes? I guess time flies when you're old. Or older. Because that seems like that was 10 minutes ago. Now the clock says T plus 3024. I know, me too. Can you guys see and hear me? Let me move the iPad a little closer, then I can look down at it. Yeah, I'm on the sofa today, but this is kind of hard on my back. I don't have any back support. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't expect a lot of people to come in because people will be expecting true crime today. Maybe nobody will come in except the three of us. Just me, myself, and I, the good JR, and recluse in the house. Six people. 23. Hey, this is April Davis PI. I'm live from Los Angeles, California. And believe it or not, it is April Fool's Day, 2026, April the 1st. Also my birthday month. Yay! I actually look forward to those now, even though I'm old as dirt, because, you know, I've survived this long. So it's something to celebrate rather than something to fret over. So yeah, I'm going to celebrate the whole darn month. Just me, myself, and I, my bunny, and my cat. But hey, I just watched this Artemis 2 launch, and it brought me back some good memories because I am actually old enough, sadly, I know I'm showing my age here, I am old enough to remember the very first rocket that was launched to the moon, watching it with my mother, and I was just a toddler. Los Angeles Dodgers, they have an early game. I know, thanks for reminding me, JR. I'll be watching that, so that's why I won't be on here for very long. Yeah, it is awesome, isn't it? I can't believe it. I mean, like, I literally am old enough. How many people here are old enough to remember that? The first Apollo mission that they actually launched to the moon successfully. Hello, JR? Yeah, I've heard about that. There's a speech tonight. I'm probably going to be watching the ball game. Yeah, this is incredible that this would happen in my lifetime. This was supposed to happen on February 6th, which was my surgery date for my kidney surgery, and I was kind of bummed about it because I didn't want to miss it. So I'm kind of glad that it got delayed. That was a long delay, almost 2 months. And then I thought it wasn't going to go today because there was a delay at the very end of the countdown. And then they had to like reset the clock or something. Wasn't that cool? 8 people. I know nobody's going to come in because nobody wants to talk about this. Yeah, they're going to be up there for 10 days, which I guess would put them back the day before my birthday. Because my birthday's the 12th, so I guess they're coming back on the 11th. Does anybody know, are they going to splash down in the ocean, and are they going to splash down in the Atlantic or the Pacific? Hello, Persia. Wow, only 3 people in here. Yeah, I guess nobody cares about something like this. I saw a lot of people on Facebook were apparently signing in saying they were watching this. No, we're not here to talk about that today, TGR. Yeah, isn't this amazing, though? This is amazing. I mean, because I am old enough to vaguely remember watching the astronauts go to the moon with my mother. And it seemed like they were there forever. And it was just me and my mom at the time. My dad was at work. My sibling wasn't even born yet. And my mother, every day, she would tell me in the afternoon, like, I'm sorry, honey, but our regular TV shows aren't going to be on today because the astronauts are still at the moon, in a very calm, sweet voice. And I would say, still? I was too young to understand the importance of it. I think there's just a lot going, a lot of news, a lot of busy stuff. Seems like every hour there's something going on. Yeah. You know, there's more we could talk about with Nancy Guthrie, but we're not going to do this today because it's not advertised as that, so people won't check in. There's also some more Duggar information. And also, you know, somebody in one of my true crime chats, maybe a week or so ago, I can't remember who she was, asked me if I knew about the Adam Walsh case. And I'm like, yeah, of course, because I lived pretty close to Florida when that happened, but not near that part of Florida. And it just got me thinking about that again, and I started researching it, and I found out some really bizarre stuff. Like, oh, I didn't remember this part. I remember that, but I don't remember this because this was so many years ago. And I thought about like doing an episode, like a live chat on that, because there's still a lot of question marks around that one. And now that, you know, we've been talking about Nancy Guthrie missing for so long, and that there's so many other missing people, that case has never really 100% settled in my brain. So, okay. I'm not sure what that means. We're here, Itchy, talking about the Artemis 2 launch into space. And now they're just showing a visualization because, you know, the camera can't see the rocket at this point in time. Well, now it's just the capsule. They've already discarded the rocket part of it. Yeah, I know. We're not here for jokes today. This is not the afternoon comedy hour. Sorry, you might want to tune in somewhere else. So, who is old enough to remember that? The first launch into, not launch into space, but the trip to the moon. Bye-bye. Okay, Itchy, we're going to take you out on a timeout. Goodbye. Thanks for coming. It seems like a monetization has brought in all the trolls. Yeah, a lot of missing people and kids like that business owner down in Oakland area. I've heard a little bit about that. She's missing. She vanished. She's got health issues. Just a very bizarre situation with 2 children. I've heard a little bit about that. I'll have to study up on that. But there's just so many cases. But I just wanted to take the day off, actually, and watch this space capsule launch to the moon. Now, they're not actually going to land on the moon. They're just going to circle the moon for 10 days. JR says, I thought a lot about Nancy. You know how she's just vanished and has health issues, and that how this woman down in Oakland, same thing, just vanished 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Hey, Rita. Yeah, we'll talk about that next time we do a true crime episode. I'm just here for a few minutes just to check in, say hello. I'll be watching that Dodger game that's early. I still need to look up the Dodger plane schedule to see if they're flying over my house tomorrow. Are they leaving from, excuse me, it's the Bundaberg Diet Ginger Beer. Yeah, non-alcohol, just ginger ale. I got to check to see if they're going to fly over my house tomorrow or if they're going to take off from LAX. I've actually been out at the end of the runway before where they've flown right over my head, and it's just like they're very low clearing the fence because Burbank is a very short series of runways. And their landing runway and their takeoff runway are two different runways that cross like this. And they fly like to the south, towards me actually, and they fly right over a blast fence and a cemetery. And they're just like super low. Let's see, 5:30 Pacific time on YouTube. They're to have a news conference live from NASA. So that should be interesting. Yeah, I'll probably be watching the ball game. I'm happy that they had a successful launch, though. That always makes me nervous, at first, like, are they going to make it into space? Is everything going to be safe? But it looks like everything is good. So I'm happy about that. I was a kid. I actually was on a trip to Disney World. I was in Orlando outside the hotel, and my dad and I looked up and we actually saw a launch. I don't remember what it was. It was a long time ago, decades ago. We saw a launch from Cape Canaveral, and it looked fairly close to Disney World. They made a movie about that when America first went to the moon, and I watched it. I forgot the name of it, but it was very interesting. Yeah, I've seen the one with the Ron Howard movie where they almost had the disaster. Was that Apollo 13? I've seen that. And here in California, I've actually seen a shuttle landing. I've seen Space Shuttle Columbia land, and that was the one that was lost over the west coast of California. It disintegrated a few years later, coming in for a landing. It was coming in actually to Florida rather than California, and it disintegrated over the west coast. And I think most of it disintegrated over Texas and Arkansas and Louisiana. It was pretty bad. Hey, Kathy. Just here for a short time today because I just watched the Artemis 2 takeoff, the launch into space. And I heard one of the astronauts say when they were launching that he could see the full moon coming over the horizon. It's supposed to be a pink moon tonight, but apparently the pink moon won't really show pink. But tonight is the pink full moon, and the astronauts, they saw it as they were launching into space. That must be beautiful to be up there that high. And they said they were, at that time, I think they were about 75 miles above the surface of the Earth. And they could see the full moon rising. Some people come back taller. That's so cool. Wow, I've heard that. I could never do that. And I'm a pretty brave person, but I would not have what it takes to do something like that. That's a different kind of people. I used to know this guy, and he's a really famous Hollywood producer now. We were friends for many, many years, and his dad was a shuttle astronaut, and he was even the head of the space shuttle program. After they had that accident, they brought him in. I guess they brought him in out of retirement or something, or promoted him, something like that, and pretty cool. So I've actually got to wear like a space shuttle jacket before. He let me try one on. It was pretty cool. I'd love to be at one of the launches, but it's quite a experience. They shakes the ground for like an earthquake. Yeah, you know what shakes the ground like an earthquake is when the space shuttle would come over California to land out in the Mojave Desert at Edwards Air Force Base. I mean, sometimes it's really, really like it's a window shaker. I was at an office building one time when that happened, and people kind of panicked. And the next day I was in the same office building, and one of the fluorescent lighting panels fell out of the ceiling and landed on some guy's head. And they think it was because the building had shook so hard the day before that the panel was just like on the verge of falling out. So yeah. No, I don't change my name every month, but haha, IQ General. Forever April. And it's my birthday month. Yay! Most people my age get upset about birthdays because, oh gosh, I'm so old. And I am old. I'm older than dirt. But the fact that I'm still alive after everything that's happened to me, I kind of celebrate that. because I still don't have my, my health. I'm not anywhere 100% yet and may never be. And the older you get, more things happen. But, knock on wood, I can't have anything more happen to me. So did everybody watch this launch on television? Oh, and another thing that was history. This is the first time in NASA history they have a woman as the director. Yeah, I heard that. Hey, Boston Bill, haven't seen you in a while, friend. Yeah, it's my birthday month, Boston Bill. April 1st is April. I have to wait another 11 days, but I don't think I'm going to do anything. I mean, I might see my Thai family. I'm not sure. We haven't planned that far ahead yet, but I don't usually do much for my birthday. If nobody's here, I'll probably go live or something. Of course. Well, you know what I hate about the full moon is I don't sleep well during full moon. I have a couple of Thai sponsored children, but I don't have any bio children myself. Yeah, right. You're being facetious, Boston Bill. Asking me if it'll be my 30th. Oh, I was about to ask you when your birthday is. Peekaboo, April the 12th. Yeah, that makes me a stubborn Aries. The sign of the ram. Yeah, you're being nice. Okay, you can be right back. I'll be here for a while. Not too long because there's an early ball game tonight. And JR, did you say it was at 5 or 5:30? Not yet. If there's no, it is on a Sunday. It's a week after Easter. I may or may not see my Thai family. Sometimes I spend my birthday with them, but the daughter just had a baby recently, and I know they don't like to take the baby that far yet because the baby's only a few months. So I don't know if I'm going to see them or not, or I'm just going to go like if I don't end up having any plans, I'll probably have like a YouTube live. Oh, this was actually out of a Goodwill blue box. Yeah, this is some kind of a not a moonstone, but a mother of pearl. Couldn't think of it. It's a sterling silver ring, and it just happened to fit my pinky, and it was sterling. I usually save the sterling that I find on these treasure hunts, but sometimes if the whole box is loads of silver, then I have to sell a lot of it to recover my investment. No, I'm from the United States, but I sponsor a Thai family. And they have a couple of kids, but they're like grown-ups now. Yeah, treasure hunts are fun, but I can't go to the beach and treasure hunt anymore. I have to treasure hunt from home. So I like gold pay dirt. I do a lot of, what's called mailbox mining, or also known as couch prospecting. And when I can, they're hard to get now. I do like to order the Goodwill blue boxes, the jewelry boxes, and hunt for the treasures. So yeah, I enjoyed the jewelry hunts. I got a lot of videos on that actually. And I don't have any metal detecting videos because I didn't have a channel back then. I wish I did because that was fun. And I plan to do that in retirement. Like, wow, I could just go to the beach every day or every week. But physically, I can't do that. The good JR says, and my mom says, why would you be mad? Just take the discount anytime you could save money, take it. I must have missed something. I sure like that gingerbread. Me too. Yeah, I ordered this from Amazon because it's actually cheaper on Amazon than it is at the grocery store. Oh, yeah, when I metal detected or when I was hunting the blue boxes? Because I do the Shop Goodwill boxes sometimes, but they're too expensive now. And then when I can get one occasionally, because they're very hard to get, I do the blue boxes. And I have found some very nice pieces. Most of the boxes are junk and garbage and trash. But every now and then some treasures do slip through. Stay away from rubbish. It's bad for you. What kind of rubbish? Yeah, the blue boxes occasionally. There's every now and then there's a bit of a jackpot. But they're very hard to get and they're very expensive, and the shipping's not so bad, but most of them come from the East Coast, so they can take up to 2 weeks to get here. And FedEx, you know how they are. They'll get it all the way from the East Coast to California, and then it'll make a U-turn and, end up in New Orleans or someplace, and then, then they have to put it on the slow truck all the way to California again. It's always a nightmare getting them. A lot of places give free meals on the birthday. They used to have a Denny's free meal, but I don't really go out and sit in restaurants anymore because, I had the breast cancer and then COVID hit that while I was treating. And so I just kind of order out now. What do I drink? Not alcohol. On too much medication for my heart. Oh, you recently got a metal detector. Cool. Where are you going to hunt? Where are you, what area of the world are you located in? Oh, you used to make jewelry? Oh, that's fun. Yeah, thank you. Every day's a gift, peekaboo. Hey, Jane Rice. Oh, no. This is, I said it earlier. You must have come in later. This is diet ginger beer. This is brewed in Australia. It's called Bundaberg. They make other drinks too. They have like a blood orange one that's really good and a root beer that's really good. But this is diet, 0 sugar. And it actually makes me feel better. Just, I don't know. It's kind of like taking a B12 pill or eating a cracker or having a diet ginger beer. I'm from everywhere, but I live in California. My watch? I have a lot of watches. This is just a very old Michael Kors. I don't know if it's vintage, but I don't remember how many years I've had it. Your late husband loved ginger beer. Yeah, this is really good. And it does have 25 calories in it, which I'm surprised because, let's see. Oh, it has 5 grams of sugar. I made a mistake. It's not the 0. They don't make it in some of the sodas now. They make 0. So this does have 5 grams of sugar, which is not too bad. So it is the diet version. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like watches, but I have a lot of bad luck. I had a Dodger watch that I would normally be wearing at this time of the year, but it broke. And, not did it just stop working, but the glass was cracked and the band was all broken, so I just had to toss it. Okay, JR says, it says the game is at 5:20. That's weird that they're having a 5:20 game on a Wednesday. Oh, just wear and tear. Very hard on my watches. Watches and sunglasses. The Guardians are 3-3 and the Dodgers 4-1. Yeah, I can't eat, or not eat, but drink tea. It just gives me a stomach ache. It's very good. Tea is very healing, but can't do it. And I love to go to Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf better than Starbucks, but I don't order any of the tea drinks there. Just some of the blended drinks, but I can't, have to do the low sugar one. Just because I'm old and, they say cancer feeds on sugar. I don't know if they've proven that, but I don't like to have a lot of sugar in my diet anymore. Cool elephant photo on the wall. Yeah. I used to have a glass one that was in my bedroom and you could plug it in and it would light up at night and it was just gorgeous. And there was like waterfalls and elephants and it looked like Thailand. But I can't remember if it was like the broom or the mop. Something like crashed into it and it broke. And I miss it so bad. Oh, there's breaking news on the Dodgers. Well, let me know what it is. Kathy says, I drink a lot of milk, water, juice, and occasionally soda. I used to drink a lot of milk, but after cancer, I try to stay away from dairy. No, I didn't. That was a thrift shop find, believe it or not. That was a Goodwill find for 20 bucks. Can you believe that in LA, where everything is so expensive? I got that for 20 bucks. But people like it. Like people comment on the lamp and they comment on the elephant picture. Well, we have to take somebody out again. Whoops. I think I hit the wrong button, but we'll have to make sure they're not going to be a knucklehead. Let me try to bring that guy. I can't bring him up again. There's always some people that come in here are just nasty. Okay. Originally from the Midwest, but been living out here on the West Coast for many years. Oh, I'm on the West Coast. Oh, he's already been injured. Yeah, that's old news. How many years has he been injured? This stream is just about the Artemis 2 launch that just happened. And you know, one of these 4 astronauts, well, there's 3 men and 1 woman, but one of the men is Canadian, and I'm not sure which one is the Canadian. It's expensive, but I just love it. SoCal is amazing. Oh, absolutely. Well, that's weird. I hear somebody in a neighboring apartment running a garbage disposal, but it sounds like there's a nail in it or something. Oh my God. The plumber's going to be here again tomorrow. Like, this building that I live in is very old, and the plumber's here. She even told me, like, oh, he's already here today. He's here like every week. He should live here, I told him. Could he possibly come after his job? And she says, like, yeah, let me check. And no, he's got to go to the next job, so I have to wait till tomorrow. But it's the second time we've tried to schedule. They're here, and he fixes the same friggin' stuff over and over and over again. It's like, can't they just fix it and be done with it? Yeah, Southern Cal is amazing. And we finally cooled off. We actually had that storm last night. It wasn't a big storm. It was more like just some moderate rain, but it was fun. I know it's the day before my birthday. It's on the 11th, and does anybody here know, is it splashing down in the Atlantic or the Pacific? Because a lot of the things that are launched from Vandenberg, which is not too far from me, a few hours to the north, land in the Pacific Ocean. But what about this one, Artemis 2? Where are they splashing down? Does anybody know? Yeah, if we're talking about Gavin Stone, he's been injured since the beginning. Oh, now my goal is saying that it's running out in 2 minutes. I thought I reset the clock for that. Can I translate at ST? What does that mean? Oh, the West Coast, says Jane Rice. Well, that'll be fun. If it is 10 days later, it should be Saturday the 11th. So I should be around to see that. And then if I end up not having plans for my birthday on the 12th, maybe I'll just do a live. A lot of messages today. Yeah, see, nobody, and I'm not saying nobody because we're all somebody's here, but not a lot of people want to tune in for this subject. I had a feeling that would happen, but that's okay because I don't plan on being on the air very long. The message put in at Storm Thad. What did I miss? What is the stream about? I saw that. You know, it could be a YouTube thing where I'm not seeing all the messages again. Oh, hey, Jay. Just here temporarily. We have an early ball game tonight. Thank you, JR, for reminding me. Oh, I was just watching the, and I couldn't, record it for YouTube because I don't want to get, in trouble for used content, but I was watching the Artemis 2, and then I came on. Thank you, Kay. I'm old as dirt. And my body's been through so much. I was cuter when I was younger, but not anymore. And I'm not being negative. It's just, my body's been through so much. So hello to you, Kay. And now my little bullseye says that I have to... I thought I reset the clock on this. So for those that were asking me what I'm doing on the 12th for the birthday, I don't know yet. Probably nothing. But I will probably come on live. Yeah, just because you're old doesn't mean you're not still sharp. Look at Nancy Guthrie. She was 84 and sharp as a tack. Oh, okay. We all were cuter 30 years ago. Yeah, weren't we? Now it's saying to start another... Okay. Oh, I guess I didn't change the timer, but I'm not going to be here for very much longer. But let me just say start. Those pop-ups are distracting to me because I'm looking at this screen, and I'm not sitting in front of my desk today, so there could be more messages on the desktop that I don't see on the cell phone. Hey, here's something. I don't know if you guys are interested in this, especially any of you that have YouTube channels. There's been something I've been trying to figure out, and so many people ask me this question. They're like, how much do you earn for a super chat? And most of the big YouTubers will say 70%. And I'm like, well, I haven't even got a check yet, but it looks like it's less than 50. And some of them say like they round off to 99 cents, and some of them round off to the flat, 0.00. Like it's either $4.99 or it's $5. And I'm like, what is the darn difference? Like, is it because one's a super thanks in a video, like a long form, and one's in a chat? Like, what's the difference? And I finally figured it out, that if it ends in a 0.99, that means it was sent by an Apple device. And apparently that's a bad thing, because that's what I have. I'm talking on this Apple phone right now. If a super chat or a super thanks during a video is sent by an Apple device, there's something called the Apple tax, and the content creator will net less than 50%. But if you're on a desktop computer or you're on an Android device, then the content creator gets about close to 70%, somewhere between 69 and 70%. I never knew that because I was like, how come some people are saying $5 and some people are saying $4.99? Or some people are sending $2, but it translates to $1.99. Is that because some are members or some are not members? Or one comes through a live stream like a premiere or a live stream vertical like I'm doing now? Or others come, like you could watch one of my older videos and there's like a little thanks button. I'm like, well, maybe the ones that are on the live form content are different than the ones that are on the super thanks, but no, it has nothing to do with what... oh, thank you. So that tells me, Jay, because it rounded off, that you're either on a desktop or you're on an Android device. Let me know which, because I'm just curious. So if somebody here was on an Apple device and they sent either to a long form content, a premiere, oh, you're on an Android. Kathy says, I am desktop or Android or gaming laptop. Okay. See, I ask so many YouTubers this and they're like, what are you talking about? And these are professionals where they either make a living or it's a good income for them. Like my friend Kermudge, he said this is his primary source of income. Like, wow, I didn't know that. I thought the dude was living off retirement. And he was like, no, I just look old because of my gray beard. Like, I didn't realize that, he wasn't retirement age yet. And I'm not saying that he looked old, but I thought he was, older and he was living off his retirement. And he said, oh, no, it's all through YouTube. And he would tell me, oh, it's 70%. And I'm like, well, how come I just got my first one the night I got monetized for $1.99? And they say that when I eventually get that check, which won't even be this month because I didn't make enough yet, so sad, that it's only going to equate to 98 cents. And I'm like, well, why? Why is this happening? And it's because Apple devices charge an Apple tax. And by the time everything is paid to Google and then Google AdSense well, not the AdSense, but just YouTube, which is owned by Google, pays out the chats, there's a much higher fee for them to pay before they pay us. So if you send something on an Apple device, it'll round off to like $1.99, $4.99, $9.99, $24.99, whatever you send. But if you send from a desktop or an Android, it'll just say, $1, $5, $10, $20, $25, $50, $100, $500, whatever. It's just a flat, even number. So I never knew that, and it was driving me bananas because I was like, well, this one, it looks like, maybe I'll get this, but I don't really know because they're also tacking on these rubies. But on your end, they're called jewels. And apparently, for every so many jewels that you guys send my way and a little icon pops up on my screen, that those convert to rubies for the content creator. And like 100 rubies is like $1. But I think for every 2 jewels that you guys send, that equates to 1 ruby, something like that. So I have to have 100 jewels in order to make 1 ruby. And they just throw that money in with the super chats. And I don't know if they even tax that or take fees out of that. So it's really hard to tell because I know in the past when I was monetized, they don't give you an actual, like a receipt with your payment. JR, are you still here? I'm looking at now to see where they're going to return. Thank you, JR. Daryl says, oh my God, you look like me. Are you a man, Daryl? I hope I don't. Do I look like a man in my ball cap? Yeah, it's not a political channel. We're not going to talk politics here. Kathy says, I've only used Android. It would be too much to figure out Apple. Not only that, they cost way too much. They do cost too much. And I need a new one so bad. JR, I missed this one. Yeah, today is the pink moon, the full moon. Yeah, everybody just stay home. Oh, that's very, very common, JR. He says, well, they said there was a bear running around in Southern California. I got to look at the story. Say they found the bear. Well, hopefully they didn't hurt it. Because recently a bear was euthanized with 2 cubs here in Monrovia, and that's inexcusable. I don't even want to talk about it right now. But yeah, Monrovia mama bear was euthanized, and she didn't even attack anybody. She grazed somebody, like she touched somebody or something, and they euthanized her, and she had 2 little babies, and they've been sent to a wildlife place in San Diego, which is just absolutely sickening and heartbreaking and uncalled for. The facial features. I vibe solo. I haven't seen you before. Where are you coming in from? So that explains it, Jay. If anybody here has a YouTube channel, did you know that? Did you know the difference between the $1.99 and the 2, or the $4.99 and the 5? Because I've been in shows. There's a show I go to every Sunday, and people send entries for like contests for like pay dirt, gold pay dirt, and or tickets for a charity, or people make donations, and they're like, oh, well, $5 will get you this, or $10 will get you this, and I'll like send a 5, and mine will come up $4.99. And I'm like, hey, why did mine come up $4.99, my donation, but somebody else's came up $5? And it's because I'm on an Apple device. And so if I send a super chat or a super thanks, that's why it's an odd number rather than an even number. And it's a huge difference on my end now that I've received a few of these, a handful. I'd say maybe 10 or so, just since I got monetized. And it's hard to see the numbers because YouTube is 2 days behind in processing everything. And now the calendar has already switched to the next month. That means everything that I would have made I was only monetized the night of the 25th. So that was only a few minutes. So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Yeah, I haven't even seen the 31st totals yet. So I have no idea what I made for March, but it'll carry over, and it'll keep carrying over every month until I get to where I need to be. Maybe I should have a birthday show so that I can, get a couple bucks and be sent a check in May. But they don't. Once they process it, it takes I think a week or so to process. Then they don't pay it until the 21st. So the earliest I could qualify for anything, even for my AdSense, for you guys watching my videos, which is really helping. But it's too early to tell if this is going to be a success. Let's see. JR says, I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds like it's going to smash down into the Pacific Ocean. I guess close to San Diego. Okay. That's where the ones from Vandenberg splashed down near San Diego. After the splashdown, the U.S. Navy recovery teams. Oh, that was my little ding-ding for my LaMetric clock. U.S. Navy recovery teams will retrieve the astronauts and the capsule, bringing them back to the coast. I saw that story. They shot it. No, they didn't shoot that. This bear in Monrovia was euthanized. Oh, do you mean he was euthanized by a shot? Is that what you're saying? Maybe you are correct. I don't want to know how they did it. It makes me sick. And it's completely wrong. You have a Galaxy, and that's an Android, right, Kathy? Okay, JR says, that's my understanding. They're going to return to the Pacific Ocean near San Diego, California, and the U.S. Navy will be in charge of the recovery. Cool. Kathy Mowry says $400. For what? Oh, the phone? Oh, wow. That's it's going to be over $1,000 to replace this iPhone. Exactly, Jay. This is their territory. And we've had a lot of bears. We even had a bear family right here in the valley. Months ago, it was a mama bear and 3 cubs. Because of the Pacific Palisades fires, a lot of their habitat has been destroyed. Even with the Altadena fire, a lot of the habitat has been destroyed. And there's been this big, giant, huge male bear that's been hiding out under houses, and they have to chase him out. And then he just finds another house to burrow under because he needed a place to sleep for the winter. I would just leave him there. Would you leave a bear under your house, or would you call wildlife officials? Yeah, we've had bear issues a lot lately in Southern California. It rained here most of the day. I'm freezing. It rained here last night, and you know what? I tempted fate. I went and got the car washed finally after a month, and because nobody was at the car wash. It was a little drive-through thingy. Nobody was there because the rain was coming, and I just rushed through it, got home, and pulled it all the way up into the carport, pulled it as close as I could get it so the tail wouldn't be sticking out, and then a few hours later, here comes the rain. Daryl says, Apple charges 1 penny per donation. Now, it's a lot more than that because the donations from Apple end up being less than 50%. So if you sent me a $1.99 super chat right now, and if you did, I would hype you. I would see probably 98 cents of that. But, eventually when hopefully I live long enough to see my first check. They found the bear in Southern California. They tranquilized the bear around 1:30 on Wednesday. I guess the bear tried to hide underneath a trailer. Oh, yeah, I'd love to hear the location. Yeah, I'm rich. I haven't made a penny off of this. If I was going to do this for money, I wouldn't have done it the way I'm doing it. I'm just doing this out of my love for the filmmaking and the social interaction with you guys. Have you heard the latest on the Duggars? Yeah, I know that Joseph was released yesterday and he was on his way back to Arkansas, but I was wondering if he was going to have to check in first with Washington County since he never bailed out on that one because he was being held for transportation to Florida, and he bailed out $600,000 paid by Jim Bob apparently. He is allowed to travel out of state. Limited contact with his children under supervised visits, but what about the charges, the misdemeanor charges, which are totally a totally separate case in Arkansas because his wife bailed on that one, but she has a no contact order as part of her release until her April 29th hearing. So I was wondering, when they took him back from Florida, was he going to have to stop by and recheck into Washington County Jail to get his bail straightened out on that end? Don't know. I'd love to know. The bear hid under a semi-truck and they shot it with a tranquilizer, but they didn't kill it, right? We're not talking about the same bear. I was talking about the one in Monrovia where they euthanized. And you're talking about the bear, Daryl, that JR is talking about that was seen in Southern California today. Oh, thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. What does it say? It didn't pop up. I just saw like a little icon really fast. Oh, you sent 2 sparkles. Sent sparkles for 2 jewels. Thank you. Yeah, the Duggars are PDFs. Absolutely, Daryl. I have a series on that, a small series, but I'll have more to come on the Duggars. Oh, absolutely. Justin, I'm new to YouTube. How are you? I'm doing good. Yeah, they shot her in the head? You mean to tranquilize her? Some lady asked me, how do we send a birthday card to you? I said, well, her address is on the YouTube page, and said I can't find it. Okay, thank you so much. And somebody sent me a message today about that. First of all, let me tell you, it is on the main channel page. And no, I don't have another channel, this channel. In fact, I'll do it while I'm looking at my iPad. I'm watching this vertical. If I click my icon where it says April Davis PI is live, Artemis 2 launched, and then you see my headshot, okay? You see my face, my little icon where I'm wearing the reading glasses? If you click that, that'll bring you to the main channel page. And the main channel page looks like this. And it talks about how many subscribers I have, that I have 495 videos. It's got a little bio, and it says click more. And if you click more, you'll see my business mailing address. You'll see all my links, like my eBay store, my Buy Me a Coffee, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatnot. And yes, the GoFundMe is there, the cancer GoFundMe, just because somebody here said, hey, I tried to go to your GoFundMe and the links weren't working anymore. And I was like, nobody's donated to that in like a couple years, I think. But I reset it up, and it's a good thing I did because somebody sent me quite a hefty donation. And I don't know if that was from YouTube or Facebook. So, and some people, they think it's all fake. I'm a faker. No, I'm not. I'm a licensed private investigator, been a detective for 42 years, been licensed since 92. And I'm as real as they come. What you see is what you get. I'm fully transparent. So if you just want to read about the cancer journey, because I don't like to talk about it that much, it's in there. So go to the main channel page. And in every video, and I have to put the description in later on the lives, you'll see my address and my email in the description. No, we're not going to do that today, Jonas. I know, the poor bears. Is the bear dead? I hope not. Anything new on the Duggars? You bought your phone in November. The Android? I would live with the bear. Me too. If I had a house and I had a bear sleeping underneath, and he's hibernating for the winter, go ahead. The lady said the address that April has listed is not a real address. She can't have it. Who is that? Yeah, some lady came in here and said I was a scammer and she was going to call the police because she sent me $100. And I said, I don't have it. And I'm like, well, did you donate to one of the private links? And it's not coming up in the chat. And then she then wrote on my, who was it? She wrote on my short on Joe, the one I did about the missing young actor. And she said, I don't like you and my mother is dead. Like, what? There are some wackadoodles in the world. And I haven't had to block too many, but, I might have to start taking out that block hammer. I would feed the bear Big Macs every day. No, you're not supposed to feed wildlife. That actually is detrimental to their survival. No, they shouldn't have shot him in the head to tranquilize him. I do have a bunny. You can see her if you go to my long-form content videos. But yeah, thanks for asking, because a lot of people here think I just go live, and they don't realize that most of my videos are long-form content. And I just did a long-form content that I released yesterday on the Nancy Guthrie case, going over the list of characters, actors, or as some people call them, people of interest or suspects in this case from beginning to end. And it doesn't mean that the top person I listed is the number one suspect. It just means the first person we talk about in the video was the suspect that came up first, publicly speaking. And then it just goes through the whole list. But you have to click that video under the video tab. And it says Nancy Guthrie missing persons, possible suspects. And that's what that's about. So yeah, if anybody wants to send a card or something, yeah, you're not obliged to do so, but send it to the mailing address that's in Studio City. Hey, don't leave. I'm going to try to send you something to see if it works. Okay, JR, I'm here for a few more minutes. Thank you. I heard that too. I also heard that he is reunited with Kendra. I wondered though, because when he was in jail in Arkansas, and he wasn't even charged with anything when he first got there. He was simply on a hold for the state of Florida to be extradited for felony, child M. And while he was waiting for that, he and his wife then got charged 8 counts apiece, 2 separate crimes or 2 separate charges, 4 counts each crime. So 8 counts for him, 8 counts for her, misdemeanors in the state of Arkansas. And she was able to bail out and get out with a signed order, conditions of release, which means no contact with their children. But he was never given the chance to bail out or sign any conditions of release because he was waiting an extradition to Florida. And in Florida, he was charged with felony crimes where he could get 25 years to life, but he was allowed $600,000 bail. The bail was paid. Did I miss something? Oh, JR. My poor bunny. Thank you so much, sir. And you must not be on an iPhone because it rounded off to 2 instead of $1.99. Let's see. Upper right corner. No, you mean on the icon? Okay. Let me go to my live. And this is mirrored, so you're probably seeing it backwards. Okay. When you click my icon, well, you're watching the vertical though. So let me go to the vertical live. Come on, YouTube, connect. Okay, this is the vertical live. And see, there's a little button right there. That's my face. If I can push this from reverse, then it brings me to the main page. See, I just pushed my icon, my face, and it brought me to the main page. And then on the main page, there's all these tabs that say home, videos, shorts, lives, playlists, post, membership, and store. And no, I don't have a store. But I can't get that tab to remove. It's just YouTube puts that tab there. And then up underneath my name, it shows my bio. And then it says more. And if you click more, then everything is here. The address, the email. And I put that in the description of every video. My live videos and my long form content videos. Now, it'll have to load. The description will have to load after on the live because I can't do it from my cell where I turn on the broadcast. Does everybody understand that? Brahim, hello. Okay, we're not going to have dirty language in here. We just can't. We're going to have to time somebody out. There we go. I guess I'm my own mod today. It says you sent a jewel. I didn't see a jewel. I didn't see that. That didn't come up. JR, I see a $2 super chat. That's why you got the hype. But you sent a jewel. I did not receive a jewel. I just got the one from the other person. Yes, the description page. Yeah, Catalyst 6128 sent sparkles. The good JR sent $2 super chat. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, according to this, I was showing you guys the screen. I've seen who's been deleted and who's been timed out. Oh, I did get the super chat. It showed up on my screen, and that's why you got the... But I just got the 2 jewels that were the sparkles from someone else, and it converts to 1 ruby. So at the top of my screen, I see a ruby. And that total has not gone up. So maybe it didn't go through. And those should be free, the jewels that you guys have on your end. You can also buy jewels like in bundles, but I think YouTube gives so many people, like depending on how active you are in chats, they give you so many for free, and people have been sending like their free ones. So it's optional, free or purchase ones. I did get the message that they're returning to San Diego. So no, JR, I did not get your jewel. But, it could be a YouTube issue, but I haven't heard of that YouTube issue. I did contact them the other night when that crazy person came in saying, I sent you $100 and, you're a scammer and I'm going to call the cops. And I even contacted YouTube that evening. Now that I'm monetized, I'm able to contact them. And they were like, we don't have any issues. And I'm like, oh no. But then ATC from Canada, he sent me a message the next day saying that some of his weren't going through either, but he got them at the end of his chat. So, it's asking me to start another goal. Yeah, but my goal is still going. Why is it asking me to do that? That's driving me crazy. Kathy, yeah, he said it was annoying. Yeah, I didn't get any jewels from you. I believe you if you say you sent them. I totally trust you, but no, I didn't receive a jewel from the good JR investigator, but I did receive your $2 super chat, so thank you so much. And it's not even my birthday yet, but it is my birthday month. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a live that Sunday. I don't know if my Thai family's coming or not, but because they know it's my birthday, their son has already been talking about like, hey, it's your birthday. He asked me what I wanted, and I said $1 million, and then we just laughed. Yeah, this is the hype buzzer. I guess the bunny, she's not scared because she's actually right here. She's come out. Come here. Come over here. I'm going to reverse this. Hi, Bunny. Her name is Amelia Kensley, but we call her Bunny. She's a little scared of the camera. She's like, my ears are down. Her ears were fine until I showed her. Okay, Kathy. Goal says it ends in 32 minutes. Okay. Bunny. She's still sleepy. She needs her dinner after 5. And then after she has her dinner, she'll take one more nap, and then she'll be up for the rest of the evening. She's the guard bunny while everybody else is asleep. Oh, she's adorable. Oh, a big earthquake has hit. Oh, I didn't feel anything. Geez, I hate that. Full moon and a big earthquake. I don't mind earthquakes because I lived through hurricanes and tornadoes, and I'll take a moderate to small earthquake any day over an earthquake or a tornado. I just don't want a big one because I've already been through a big one, and it's not pleasant. The bunny is so cute, isn't she? I saved her from the kill shelter. She was rabbit 8. And if I had not got her that day, she was going to be killed the next morning. She was going to be euthanized. And she was so cute. She's so cute. Come here. Let me get you a treat. She wants a little treat because she's like, you're late for my dinner. That's a little early for your dinner. But you can have a little treat. There you go. That's a little piece of dried banana. Just a tiny piece. There's been a 7.4 earthquake Pacific Ocean. Like the Pacific Ocean is pretty darn big. It's like the biggest ocean in the world, I believe. So where in the Pacific Ocean? If it's in the middle of the ocean and it's nowhere, then that's a good thing because everybody will be fine. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, JR. Come here, baby. Come here. Yeah, she doesn't like to be picked up. She'll freak out. And she's never going to get over it. I've had her 4 years, and she will never get over that. I've had her almost 4 years. Yes. And we do get tsunamis in Southern California, but we've never had a big one since I've lived here. But over on the coast, there are, like in Santa Monica and Marina del Rey, there are tsunami signs along some of the main roads saying tsunami escape route. So it is potentially possible. Just saying. I know when they had the big earthquake and tsunami in Japan, years later, things were floating up on the beaches of like Oregon that had crossed the ocean all the way from Japan. The Molucca Sea. You know, pretty good with geography, but where's the Molucca Sea? I'm very good with geography, but where is that? The Molucca Sea. 7.4, that's a pretty darn big earthquake. I've been through Northridge, and that was like the worst ever. Like, I mean, that was bad. In Panama City, they have an 8.0. They have built their homes with concrete and steel. Oh, Indonesia. Okay. But in the ocean or the Molucca Sea. What is the Molucca Sea? Powerful earthquake. You know, Indonesia is a larger country than I ever thought it was. There's a family that I watch that's in Alaska now, but they've lived all over the world as teachers, and they lived in Indonesia for years, and it's like, I think it has over 1,000 different islands, Indonesia. I never even knew that. And to fly from one end to the other. Oh, Maluka Islands, Maluku. But then there's Molucca Islands. Okay. Molucca Sea. Okay, you are correct. The Molucca Sea. Wow, 7.8 they're saying now. Was it downgraded to a 7.4? Jakarta. Oh, Jakarta, that's the big city. Because these people that I watched, they actually lived in Jakarta. They lived in India, Dubai, and Indonesia. And when I started watching them, they were still in Indonesia, but they were coming back to the U.S., and they were going to set up camp in Wasilla, Alaska. And he was like, oh, yeah, it takes all day long to fly from, they were in West Papua New Guinea. But they had also lived in Jakarta. And that's like the big, big city. Wow. Body of water in the Western Pacific, bordered by Indonesia islands like Sulawesi to the west and Halmahera to the east. So the biggest part of the earthquake was in the ocean, though. Offshore, eastern Indonesia, very, very powerful. And these earthquakes, they seem to happen in groups. Like if there's a real big one somewhere in the world, then there'll be a real big one somewhere else. And we've been very seismically active the last few years. We stopped being seismically active about 10 years after the Northridge quake because we were still having aftershocks from that 10 years later. Not in great numbers like we did at the beginning, but then it became very quiet here for a couple of decades, but now it's picked up again, the activity. Well, it's a good thing it was out in the middle of the ocean. Jeez. There's a lot of the islands from Indonesia are there. And of course, only a few of them are actually on the map. Like there's tons of like little teeny islands. It's kind of like the Maldives. There's like 1,100 islands or something, but you only see a couple of them on the map. You live on a fault line. That's not fun. Did they downgrade it? Because this here says 7.8, but a lot of times after it strikes, they downgrade it. Something about off the Russian coast. Probably tsunami warnings, I guess. Oh my God. Lucky you. I feel them so often in California that unless they're moderate to large, I don't even feel them anymore. And most Angelenos don't even wake up for them. But now they have these warning sirens that go off on our phones if it's of a certain size, and that is scary. Not the quake itself, but even when you have your volume turned off, there's like an AI voice, and he goes, earthquake, earthquake, something like duck, cover, hide, earthquake, earthquake. And then sometimes the emergency broadcast system then comes on, woo, and if you're in bed and it's just like, oh my God, and then if it doesn't happen, you're like, is it going to happen? Where is it? Did I miss it? Because sometimes those warnings come on like right as they're happening. And they're supposed to save lives, but I'd kind of prefer not to hear them, to tell you the truth. They can be scary. Yeah, thanks for letting me know, JR. Well, that's very far from here, but I pray that everybody in Indonesia is safe. And anybody that's in the tsunami zone from that is safe. It's amazing how something in one corner of the world, thousands of miles away, can affect other parts of the world. It says quake was felt early Thursday morning, the depth of 35 kilometers. That's deep. And its epicenter was 127 kilometers or 79 miles west of northwest of Ternate. Oh, absolutely. Tornadoes here, hurricane. I've already been through hurricanes and tornadoes. I went through one hurricane I've been through lots of hurricanes. I don't even know how many, but 2 major ones. And one had 13 tornadoes. And my dad was sitting on the beach in California on a work trip while me and my mom and sibling and pets were like ducking down in a bedroom, and part of the roof was being ripped off, and I could not live anywhere where there's tornadoes and hurricanes. A tornado is possible anywhere, though. It can happen anywhere on the planet, but it's just not very likely here. I live in Los Angeles, California, where the weather is perfect most of the year. Used to live in Tornado Alley. I couldn't do that. Got a cousin that lives in Tulsa. Nope. No, thank you. I'd love to see him, but nope. .4 saying now. Oh, you live in Florida. Yeah, I used to live near Florida when I was a kid, and we had lots of thunder and lightning and tornadoes and hurricanes. And I don't miss it at all. What a day. Today, America goes to the moon. That's why we're here. We were talking about that. Our travels around the moon, and then we have the major earthquake, and it's a full moon. Yep. And this is not an April Fool's joke. I know. Well, I got to go soon because I got to go get ready for my game. I see we only have 3 people here. I guess nobody is interested in coming in. They saw my thumbnail about the Artemis, and people are like, yeah. People want, they want drama. They want true crime, I guess. What part? To who? Who are you asking the question to? Hold on, I missed something. Do you remember that earthquake we had during the baseball game? Absolutely. And I felt it in Los Angeles, and nobody believed me. And I felt it. I was in Sherman Oaks, and I was on a 4th level, and I felt it come through the coffee table, and nobody believed me. And days later, they said it was felt all the way to Los Angeles, all the way to Century City. And I'm like, I knew it. Because they said building swayed in Century City, which was just to the south on the other side of the Hollywood Hills. I actually felt that, but it was just a little bit of a bump. But I noticed it. And most people were driving at that time and didn't notice it. I was getting ready to watch the World Series, and the last thing you hear Al Michaels say is, "We're having an earthquake," and then he's cut off, and the picture just went. Psst. Yep. Oh, good night, Jane. Yep, it was in the Bay Area. Absolutely, and part of the Oakland San Francisco Bay Bridge collapsed, and some of the cars fell into the ocean or into the bay. Gonna go eat with Hustler. Okay. Found $100 just now. Oh, where? Oh, Hubster. Hustler. Okay. Oh, the hubby. Okay. Now I get it. April Fools. Yeah, I'm just glad that on today, April 1st, that everything went well with Artemis, which is why we're here, but we're just talking a little bit about everything. To show you how crazy it is, Minnesota is getting ready for a winter storm warning. Yeah, I don't think I could do Minnesota. It's supposed to be beautiful there, just a gorgeous state, but no. And when you think about it, the top part of Minnesota and North Dakota is sitting right under Winnipeg, and that's just the worst as far as the weather. Nope. Can't do Minnesota, can't do North Dakota. I couldn't even do Chicago. And my parents are from Illinois. I could never do Chicago. We had 105 the month of March, Phoenix. Yep. We were, I was 98 here, and it was 112 out in Palm Springs. Winter storm warning for Minnesota, anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow. Yucks. No. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Trevor. As long as you're over 18, you are welcome to be here. When I was growing up, we had 5 inches of snow in May. Heck no. I am not a snowbird. I am a beach bunny. Yeah, happy birthday, Trevor. June 20th, 1969. And I was actually alive for that. Just a wee little one, but I was alive for that. Just saying. Yeah, I don't really remember much of it. I just remember watching the TV with my mom, and every day she would say, "Well, we can't watch our shows today because the astronauts are still on the moon." You saw it. Oh, cool. I mean, you saw it in person or you saw it on TV like the rest of us? I watched it on YouTube. Oh, wow. There's something's going on. Hold on. Oh, it's just Brianette, and I thought it was some sort of a live news conference regarding Nancy. I was like, oh my God, what has happened? Because, that could break at any moment, or sadly, it couldn't. We may not know in my lifetime. But we'll get back to Nancy, and we'll get back to the Duggar situation soon and whatever else is happening in the world. Because you guys seem to enjoy the news and the true crime more than any other subject. Greetings from Uganda. Oh, wow. Uganda? Image Church. I'll have to look that up. Is that the name of your church? Image Church? And it's an orphanage? I'll look it up. Welcome in. Yeah, I believe so, William. I believe that she has passed. Have you ever seen a thunderstorm snowfall? No, I haven't. We don't even get too much thunder out here. Oh, wow, the game it's on. Yep. Oh, Yamamoto. Well, time to sign off, everybody. Hey, for those couple people that sent those super chats, thank you so much. JR and Jay. Well, I'm having luck with the J names today. And to the people or person that sent the 2 jewels, that gives me at the top, it says my tally is only 5 people in here, 8 thumbs up. Make sure you hit the thumbs up before I go off the air. If you missed the beginning, you can always go to the rewatch, the replay. It'll be up soon. And make sure if you're not checking out the long form content videos that you do check those out. And make sure that you can always hit my little icon and it'll bring you to the home page. It'll bring you to the bio and all the links. I don't do any partnerships right now, but thanks for asking, Image Church. I'll look you guys up. Anybody's always welcome to send me an email, but I'm going to go watch my ball game. And let's pray for our astronauts that are on Artemis 2, that they have a safe journey and that we'll see them back on Earth on April the 11th. Thank you so much for coming, and I'll talk to you guys soon.